We're live.
What's going on, everybody? This is This Week in Geek. It's Zach and Ren. It's your favorite show to watch. Yes, we know we are your favorite show to watch, but we have a lot of fun topics to talk about. We were going to talk about Moon Knight and something big dropped, Ren.
Big.
I mean, because when you sent me, hey, we're going to talk about who's going to direct the Fantastic Four. So I was a little bit confused at first. I was like, wait, what do you mean? Who's going to direct? Isn't it like I was thinking that for a second, but then I'm like, wait, something must have happened. So then I go and look, and I'm like, oh shit, Jon Watts is leaving. But also, I don't know if you saw the Deadline article. I don't know if you were asleep. He will be coming back to do Spider-Man. That's what Deadline.
I did not see that.
Afterwards and said is that Tom Holland, Zendaya, and him will all be coming back for the next film, apparently. So
that's good news, though. That's good. That's something you and I were unsure of.
Yeah.
Actually, you thought at least you would wager that Zendaya would not be coming back.
Just at least for the first college trilogy thing that they're doing, or whatever they decide to do. So this is interesting. So there's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about that. Obviously, we're going to start out with our weekly rankings. I didn't watch much. I think you've been watching a lot of X-Men movies, though, so I think you're going to have a lot more to rank. And we'll be taking those in the live chats as well. If you want to ask us questions, you know where to go. Go to our community tabs and start posting your questions on there. Please keep them, if you can, to all in one. Like, if you have like 30 different questions, please keep it to all one post. Makes it a little bit easier for me to jump around and look at it. And other than that, make sure to go subscribe and follow us on Spotify as well, because all of our audio stuff is there. So if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, that's where you can go and check us out.
Please do. All right. I'm going to start. Oh, how am I doing? I'm doing great, man. Yeah. I'm busy. I'm packed. I got some. Wasn't even that I got some bad news this week, but I realized something bad this week, and that is that you guys are probably 95% certainty not gonna get an early Doctor Strange review from me, because
that's bullshit.
Well, I'm not going to the press screening, sadly.
No one can make you a guest?
No, because they weren't given +1s, so I don't blame anyone on that. But it'll be here on Thursday. I'm watching it Thursday, so I guess it's still early. Gives me more time to watch more X-Men movies.
Because it does, because it does come out Thursday for you.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, it's the first big loss of the year for me. I wanted to get in for a Marvel movie, but a different company is handling the publicity for another Marvel movie upcoming, so I hope I can get in on that one. How about you, Zach? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm more tired than usual, but I've been planning out like a lot more stuff I'm going to be doing on YouTube, so I'm going to be even more tired, but I'm excited. I'm going to have a couple new series starting, and a couple new kind of things I'm going to try out, so hopefully everyone watches, because I'm going to be tired. So.
I know the feeling. All right, and speaking of series that you guys should be watching, I'm reviewing every single X-Men movie. There's 4 reviews for those up right now, so go check those out. They're not doing extremely well, so I would appreciate any help in case you haven't seen it, or if you have, just please feel free to share it around, because that also really helps. All right, so I'm going to start with our weekly rankings because I've been watching a lot. I'm going to go through them rather fast, because there's one movie I finally watched this week. I got a very, very late confirmation for the press screening. I was midway through X-Men The Last Stand. I got the confirmation, and they were like, yes, there's a seat available. You can come in. It's in this location. And I dashed out of home. I'm not yet. I mean, there's no official embargo.
That's such late notice. That's such late notice.
I know. Like, I just sent it in because they were like, hey, it's at capacity, but we can put you in on a reserve list in case there's any dropouts. This was like the Friday. So on Monday, I was like, just last minute, hey, by any chance, were there dropouts? Are there seats available for tonight? And like at 5. So the screening would be at 6. The doors for the screening would open at 6. And at 5, I get an email like, hey, yes, there's dropouts. Here's the location. And so I dashed home. So I have finally seen everything, everywhere, all at once. There's no official embargo, but they're asking us to hold the review up until the week of release, which is next week. So
did you see it in IMAX? I'm just curious.
No, I saw it in Dolby. It was literally in the Dolby screening
Dolby is still incredible for that movie.
Yeah. And it was. So I'm not going to rank that yet this week. The review will drop a week from Monday. So the day after tomorrow, a week after that, that's when the review can drop. But thumbs up here. I'll leave my overall thoughts for the review itself. All right, coming in last place, I saw, for some fucking reason, the Nan movie. It's awful. There's no redeemable qualities about it. And it's written by very funny people. Catherine Tate and Brett Goldstein, who plays one of the guys in Ted Lasso. He just won the Emmy. He's the guy who talks like this. I don't remember who he is. Roy, that's it. He's one of the writers of this movie, and it doesn't show because it's absolutely atrocious. Over that, I'm going to have X-Men: The Last Stand. This film has not gotten better with time, Zach. This film has probably not much, but it's gotten worse with time, I will say. Over that, I'm going to have the latest Netflix anime movie, Bubble. Also not good. Also not good. It has a fantastic concept. It has incredible visuals, incredible music and sound design, but the characters and story leave a lot to be desired. Over that, I'm going to have the new, well, for me, Disney Plus, for you guys, Hulu movie, Crush, starring Rowan Blanchard and Ali Carvalho. Where's she been for the past few years? I'm just happy to see her back. Best rom-com of the year thus far. That's not saying much. It's not an incredible film. It's got a very familiar structure, but it's got some really nice, distinct directorial flair, and the charm and wit of the characters is allowed to shine. Also, it's rated R, so whenever Megan Mullally is on screen, she comes out with these jabs and these puns that are absolutely wild, and they always catch you off guard. Over that, I'm going to have Downton Abbey, A New Era. I watched Downton Abbey. I love Downton Abbey. You guys are only getting this one in May, I believe. So I'll have more Downton Abbey stuff coming out when you guys get this film. So midway through May, I'll have more stuff on that. So be on the lookout. The review is now up, and it's doing surprisingly quite well. So I'm very happy for that. Over that, I'm going to have... am I missing anything? No. Over that, I'm going to have Outer Range. I just finished the latest 2 episodes on Amazon Prime. This show just keeps getting on my nerves in a very good way. And there's only 2 episodes left. The show finishes next week. I cannot wait to watch it. This show is really good. You guys should totally be watching it.
That's when I'm going to watch it. Is when all the episodes are out. So
in case you're not watching, get on it. Over that, I'm going to have X2, X-Men United. This film has aged like fine wine. It is still one of the best X-Men movies. But there is another X-Men movie that has also aged like fine wine, perhaps even better, and that is X-Men First Class.
It's my favorite
First Class, dude. I literally watched it yesterday, and it's one of those films you forget how good it is. You always have it in your head. Good. Oh, yeah. First Class is amazing. It's great.
It's the only X-Men movie I did not see in theaters because I hated Last Stand. God. I did not like Wolverine Origins. So I just was like, I'm fucking done. I didn't look at any of the reviews. And then what happened was one of my friends was like, it came out on Blu-ray. My friend's like, dude, it's so good. You got to watch it. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. I'm like, holy fuck, this is great.
Yeah, so it's so good. Over that, I'm going to have Moon Knight Episode 5. Now, I'll have this one with an asterisk, because in the context of the whole show, by next week, this episode can go down. This episode can go up. But right now, I will place it ahead of First Class. This is the best episode, Zach. I'm not surprised they didn't let us watch this one in advance. I'm not surprised they cut us off on Episode 4, because then we have this. And it would have been much worse if we had gotten Episode 5 and then had to wait like 5 weeks for episode 6. Yeah. It would have been torture.
I do want to ask you. I just want to ask you. I know it's our main topic. What do you have any predictions for next week?
Jake Lockley.
That's what was that. Do you think that was him with the Band-Aid though? A lot of people were theorizing that.
No, just because, and that's a reference, but here's what I theorized. One of the possible ways they can do it is I think so. Steven was the personality that Mark created to protect himself from hurt and from all that, and he did that. He did that until the end, even to the point where he sacrificed himself for Mark. What if, to get Steven out of the underworld, Mark has to unlock the worst part of himself? Because I've been saying this a lot in my reviews. And the show has been proving that Mark is not a good man, but he is a bad man with a conscience. What if he has to take that conscience away from himself?
And they make
what if
Jake
to live with the guilt, he has to create this side of him to hide away from the guilt of having lost?
That's exactly what I think.
And
so, I will add to that. I think he gets the Mr. Knight suit. I don't think we're getting another Moon Knight suit. I think Jake's just gonna have the Mr. Knight suit, if I'm being honest.
So you think Steven and Jake will share the Mr. Knight suit?
I think so. I think Jake's might look a little bit different, but I just that's my theory. I mean, the only other suit I could actually, there's so many Moon Knight suits, but the other one
is the black one.
Is the black one, which would be cool. But I don't know. I'm very interested next week. Next week's supposed to be like 47 minutes or something.
45.
45. I'm a little bit nervous that they're not. I'm nervous. I'm telling you right now, I am nervous. I'm
nervous for the runtime, not so much the story itself, but I'm nervous for the runtime.
But here's the thing, because I know it's kind of come out that they're not going to do a second season per se. The character will continue, but I'm curious to see what I hope they tell us by that day, or the end credit scene is Moon Knight will return blank blank. You know, I don't care what it is. Moon Knight will return in Midnight Suns. Moon Knight returns in whatever. I want to ask you, any cameos next week? Any big fucking cameos you think we're getting?
If we've talked
end
about
credit
this,
scene probably.
We've talked about this. If anything, either Blade or Black Knight or both. I don't see anyone else doing it.
I think Blade. That's what I'm hoping for. Because then it'll get people hyped for when we actually do see Mahershala's Blade, which is, I think, rumored to be a period piece right now. So, I don't know. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I think the initial rumor was because they're doing the sets right now and everything. So, I'd be interested. So,
all right. At my number one, over Moon Knight, The Northman, which I rewatched this week. It was my third time. It was Bruno's first time. And to me, it's just as good as it's always been. So if you haven't seen The Northman, go watch it, please. All right, Zach, your turn.
All right. Down at the bottom, I have... you're going to not like this. I started this show last night. I need to watch the rest. The first episode of After Party. I think it's pretty good, but I think the hype might have rose my expectations to a certain point. It's entertaining. Like, I'm gonna watch the rest of it.
It's one of those shows that you only start to see what makes it special after you've seen at least 2 episodes.
Okay.
Because you've seen the first one, now you watch the second one. It's something completely different.
Okay. So when I watch the second one today, we'll get that. Up next is The Evil Dead. I was gonna do an Evil Dead marathon tomorrow because of Sam Raimi, just in honor of him. I was just really busy, so I only got to watch the first one. So because I wanted to include Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2 in here, but this movie, like, I grew up with the Evil Dead franchise, and this movie for me, like, still like brings back that nostalgia for me of when my dad first showed me this, and it freaked the fuck out of me. But now I watch it, I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. But it's really cool to see like what Sam Raimi was able to do with the budget he was able to have with just his friends going up to a cabin. You know what I mean? Like, it's inspiring in that realm. And the prosthetics and stuff look really good still on the demonic stuff. And that tree scene is still very fucked up. Forgot about how fucked up that tree scene is. That was very messed up. Very it's like I created a Steven persona to forget about that scene from when I was a kid. I also think as a kid I probably didn't really know what they were doing. Like, so up next is a very underrated movie. I'm curious to hear if you've seen this one. 99 Homes with Andrew Garfield and Michael Shannon.
I know exactly what movie it is. Never seen it.
So neither had I, but I told my girlfriend, I'm like, pick a movie out. And then she goes over to my Blu-ray shelf. She goes, well, what's this? It's Andrew Garfield and Michael Shannon. She loves Zod. She loves Andrew Garfield. So I was like, oh, I've never seen it. So we watched it. And this is a very underrated movie. It's not perfect, but it's really good. Like I was really invested all the way through. The performances are fucking great, and it really hits a part of time that is it was struggling for like people in America. So it's about the housing crisis and people being evicted, and it's really interesting. I really, really, really like this movie. So I recommend everyone, if you want something unique, watch that. Up next, we have, I watched a lot of TV this week. Up next, we have Doctor Strange, the original Doctor Strange. I fucking love this movie. I love this movie with my whole entire heart. I think this movie is awesome. It's a little bit iffy here and there with like certain things with the story and the villain, but God, Mads Mikkelsen, man, if you just give him a little bit more development.
Kaczynski is an underrated villain.
He's so underrated, but I wanted more of him. One of my favorite jokes though in it is when he goes, "Who are you?" and he goes, "I'm Doctor," and he goes, "Doctor." Hello, Doctor. It's so fucking stupid but funny. But I do think it has one of my favorite third acts in the MCU when he does Dormammu. I've come to bargain. It's so good, and the visual effects, all the stuff. Oh my God, I can't wait. This was just, it's so good. I like the movie more and more every time I see it. Up next is TV, and we have Ozark's last 7 episodes. Not going to get into spoilers. If you would have asked me the day after I finished the show a week ago, I would have told you this probably would have been my last place, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
But after sitting on it, after discussing with people who have watched it, after watching it again, I still disagree with one choice, but I absolutely love the finale. I love how symbolic it is. I love what it stands for. I'm very curious to see when you watch it, because I was just talking to Tyler Tompkins about it yesterday, and he agrees with me. It's literally one thing me and him both don't like, but the rest of it's fascinating, and it's rushed. That's what I will say. I don't know if you ever saw the show Bloodline.
No.
Bloodline. So the issue with Bloodline is they were supposed to do 4 seasons. What Netflix told them was, no, we're going to give you an extended final season. Same thing here with Ozark. You can clearly tell. This was supposed to be a 5-season show, not a extended 4th season. Because the reason with this is it's like, you know how every season it's like they kind of tie up everything that had happened in the last season and then add on new things to the entire show, like new things, new elements. That's how this one is. The first 3 episodes pretty much tie up everything from the first part, but it adds a lot. So then, like, by the final episode, I'm like, how the fuck are you going to end this? And it's rushed in just certain things. Like, it's kind of like how Game of Thrones I equated to. It's like in Game of Thrones, first 2 seasons, it's like, oh, we got to get to there. It's going to take us an entire season. Season 7 and 8, oh, we're there already. Ozark, it's kind of the same way. It's like, oh, we have this thing that we need to do. Oh, it's done within 20 minutes. And we didn't see. So, like, it's certain things like that for runtime wise, but still really loved it. One of my favorite shows, probably my favorite show on Netflix. Just flat out. And
ever?
Now, yeah, right now.
Over Daredevil?
Yep. I fucking love this show. I love Ozark.
Okay.
I love Ozark.
Wow. All right.
Devil for me didn't get like that actual. Am I still here?
You paused for a sec, so I was like, and then you're back.
I'm gonna fucking scream if it goes out. I'm gonna scream because it has worked all fucking week. So at my number 2, Moon Knight episode 5. Holy fucking shit, was this episode incredible. I was so mad because no one stayed up to watch it at midnight with me, so I had to sit there and wallow and go to bed and then wake up and see all your guys' reactions. I fucking love this episode.
Please watch mine because it's doing very shittily.
I'll watch it. I still need to watch it. I haven't watched a lot of YouTube this week. It was incredible. Holy shit. And you know what's funny? Like, a lot of my comments were like, oh, this is kind of boring, blah, blah. Fuck you. And I say that because a lot of my coworkers were like, oh yeah, it was a really good episode, but like I didn't like it. And I'm like, why didn't you like it? And they're like, because I wanted it to move the story along. I'm like, it did move the story along. Like, I actually think it very much is very reminiscent of the WandaVision episode where Wanda went back in time and we saw her flashbacks. But this one I actually thought was paced better into the story, and I love how it all came about. Mohammed Diab did this one, right? Yeah. Great directing. I still think the visual effects are a little bit hit or miss sometimes. But it's not like, I there's certain things with the hip. I was about to say gorilla, but there's certain things with the hippo that I thought were a little bit here and there. But I'm obsessed with this show. I am obsessed with Moon Knight. And I'm so happy to see that a character that I grew up on, where no one, when I grew up, everyone was like, oh, he just looks like Batman but white, and it bugged me because I've always thought he was a cool character, and then obviously you got me into the newer, more modern stuff, which is probably
Lemire, baby.
Lemire is the best run ever.
That's the quintessential. That's the definitive version of Moon Knight for me.
Absolutely, I agree. But it is really cool to read the older stuff and then go and read that one, because it's kind of, in a sense, a sequel to everything Moon Knight has ever done. And I love that. So I'm loving this show. I love what they're doing. I have no idea how they're going to end it. This is currently my third favorite thing that the MCU has ever fucking done. And maybe it'll stay there. It really depends on that finale, if that finale lands. But at my number one, final thing, Better Call Saul's brand new episode. It is one of the best episodes that anything in the Breaking Bad world. It was heartbreaking. One of the best characters died in the show. Fuck you all for spoiling it for me. By the time I'd gotten to watch it a day later, which was less than 24 hours and it had been posted. So that's awesome. Yeah. And I'm not just saying to the fans, Breaking Bad's feeds posted it. So thank you for spoiling it the day after. That was really nice of you. But I love this final episode. It was, or not final episode, this third episode, latest. It was great, brilliant, and I'm very, very satisfied with everything that happened in there. So bring on the rest of the season, baby. Oh, I also saw Barry, which is somewhere up high too. That was a really good episode too.
All right.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you can, I would binge it, because it's a tough show to watch.
For Better Call Saul? Barry. Oh, yeah. I want to get back on it. So when I do, I'm definitely going to binge it.
Because, the newest episode, you know how it always ends on a cliffhanger. This one ends, and I'm like, fuck. That was only 20 minutes. So.
All right. Tony Movie Chappie. I need to pull up this tab, because otherwise I can't read. Weekly ranking. Number 4, Wild Hogs. Number 3, Fantastic Four 2005. In my personal opinion, we already have a good Fantastic Four movie. Glad you enjoyed it, my friend. Fantastic Movie 2, 9. I don't understand what that is. Number 1, Always Shine. One of the best psychological thrills. I'm not familiar with it, but now I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you so much, Tony Movie Chappie. Movie fan. Number 1, The Lost City. I'm glad someone else is an enjoyer of this film, because it's pretty damn great. Number 2, Downton Abbey, A New Era. Number 3, 28 Days Later. Number 4, X. Number 5, Brightburn. Number 6, Choose or Die. It's so awful. By the way, you have seen Downton Abbey, A New Era, movie fan. Which one do you prefer, the first movie or this one? I'm curious, because there were mixed opinions. Mixed opinions on my screening. You have never seen it, right?
I saw the first one. I've never seen the show, though.
Yeah, this I think the first one is very welcoming if you've never seen the show. Bruna had never seen the show when we watched it. She was perfectly fine.
I liked it.
This one, you can watch it. You'll understand what is going on, but it feels very much like the finale to everything.
Okay. I'm literally only seeing this because my grandmother wants to see it. It's her favorite show of all time.
It's going to be delightful, and you should watch the show. It's really great.
I know.
All right. Lady Aaron, weekly ranking. Number 3, American Idol Top 14. Number 2, American Idol Top 11. And number 1, a tie between West Side Story and Sonic 2. All right. That's an interesting tie there.
There's no tie. There's no ties here. You're not allowed to have a tie. You got to pick one or the other.
Joe Fletcher, I enjoyed everything I watched this week apart from 1. Number 7, X-Men The Last Stand. Number 6, Malcolm and Marie. Fuck yes. Number 5, Doctor Strange, the original. Number 4, Moon Knight Episode 5. Number 3, X-Men First Class. And number 2,
X-Men Days of Future
Past, and number 1, Dune. I'm going to assume that it's the Denis New Dune. X-Men Days of Future Past. That one I'm dropping on Monday, and maybe even I might as well drop the Apocalypse review on Monday, because I'll be watching Days of Future Past after this podcast, recording today. I just don't feel like uploading on the weekend, because that's usually when videos do the worst. Thank you for sharing, Joe Fletcher. Luis Feliciano, weekly ranking. Number 2, The Batman. And number 1, Moon Knight Episode 5. Good on you, my friend. Good on you. I'm glad you loved the episode of Moon Knight as much as we did. Ryan O'Toole, weekly ranking. Number 1, Better Call Saul, Season 6, Episode 3. And number 2, Moon Knight Episode 5. I cannot argue on the ranking there either way, because I don't watch Better Call Saul. Zach, do you agree? Do you disagree? Which episode do you like better?
I agree. I think they're kind of tied, honestly, for how good they are. But Moon Knight really hinges on the next episode.
Moon Knight. I don't think it completely destroys this one if they completely fuck it up, but it will go down a few pegs, or it will go up a few pegs, though it's already very high up. All right, ladies. Hey, Rainbow Connection. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to our main topic today, because last night I was finishing editing my review of X-Men First Class. I was watching Crush on Disney+. I was all ready to put in the tags that Zach Pope told me to put as we were going to preview the Moon Knight finale. But then Deadline dropped something big. It's not a lengthy article, so bear with me as we read through this. Exclusive. Jon Watts has withdrawn as the director of Fantastic Four, the reinvention of the venerable Marvel Comics series at Marvel Studios and Disney. Watts just directed Spider-Man No Way Home, the Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios film that grossed $1.89 billion to become the 6th highest grossing film of all time. Nothing sinister here, though. Watts just needs a break from the superhero realm. I don't like how they word it here. I think what they meant to say is he needs a break from blockbuster filmmaking, because it's very tiresome, it takes a lot of energy, all that. So I'm not sure I'm a fan of how they specifically say superhero realm, because it is the kind of blockbuster he's directed. Sure. But anyway, from the superhero realm, after completing the Spidey trilogy with Tom Holland and Zendaya, he had expected to become Fantastic Four, to make Fantastic Four his next film, the third feature iteration of that franchise, and first his Disney-acquired Fox, which controlled the franchise previously. Watts has spent the better part of the last decade directing and promoting Spider-Man films after being hired off Cop Car, a small-budget indie thriller that premiered at 2015 Sundance. He needs a breather. Understandable. Both Watts and Marvel confirmed his exit and said that it is amicable, said Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, and Louis D'Esposito, co-president of Marvel Studios. Collaborating with Jon on the Spider-Man films has been a true pleasure. We were looking forward to continuing our work with him and bring the Fantastic Four into the MCU, but understand and are supportive of his reasons for stepping away. We are optimistic that we will have the opportunity to work together again at some point down the road. Watts said, making 3 Spider-Man films was an incredible and life-changing experience for me. I'm eternally grateful to have been a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for 7 years. I'm hopeful we'll work together again, and I can't wait to see the amazing vision for Fantastic Four brought to life. Sony and its Spider-Man producers have made it clear they expect at this point to reunite with Watts, Tom Holland, and Zendaya to continue the series, the Spider-Man series, that is, as Zach was bringing up early. Watts hasn't officially dropped out of that franchise, but if it were to happen, it does sound like it would be down the road. All right, and that is it.
I want to add something real fast.
Yeah.
This makes me think that they're starting Fantastic Four early next year for filming wise.
I think later this year even. I don't even think you're waiting until 2020.
I'm going to be honest. I think they have them casted. I think they're going to announce the cast at San Diego Comic-Con or D23.
Because they have dropped out the last few years off of Comic-Con.
Yeah, and the last time they were there was 2019. That's when they announced their entire slate. because I was there,
Be.
and then they didn't do it this year, and then it is rumored they are going this year. So, but D23 is also this year. So
I agree with you. It just really depends if they have, if they drop out or not. Because if they go to Comic-Con, I'm betting that's where they make their big splash. You know?
Yeah, because that's when they announced half the other. They announced
because D23, you're going to get a ton of coverage on that, obviously. But even just being there, that's not so much a fan thing.
Maybe
fans
your
go to
guest
Comic-Con,
comes to life. Maybe they are an Ant-Man. Maybe that's why Ant-Man's coming out sooner now.
Where's my money, Feige? Where's my check? I pitched Ant-Man 3. I called every single. I can sue them. I can sue Marvel.
Literally, it is really fun. It is really funny though, because from what we know, that your pitch is literally the movie.
Yeah, from everything we know right now, everything can change. But okay, Feige, I know you're watching. If you cast me as Richard Rider Nova, I won't sue, and I won't sue you for not having me at the Doctor Strange press conference. All right. So now the question raises, Zach. We are left without Jon Watts. We are left without the director for the Fantastic Four. So the age-old question lies: who should direct the Fantastic Four? I have 3 options. One of them is very obvious. A lot of people are calling this one. I don't know how many options you got, but I bet this person is at least one of them, if not
it's
the
Michael
one.
Bay,
you're
right?
picking.
I know you want Michael Bay to direct this movie.
If it wasn't in the MCU, if Fox still had the rights, it wouldn't be an awful choice. It wouldn't be an awful choice.
Fuck no, that would be terrible.
Dude, you had
that.
Tim Story directing a Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, and it was terrible.
Michael Bay one can't be much worse. Can't be worse at all. Michael Bay is an actual good director.
And drones.
So I have 3 options. Do you have how many options do you have, Zach?
I have a ton, but
you have a ton. Okay, so you go.
I have 5. Okay.
You have 5. Okay, so you let us know 2 of them. You let us know 2, and then we'll switch back and forth on the top 3.
Okay, so John Krasinski is one of them. I think he would fucking kill it. I wouldn't be shocked. That was like the first time I saw this, I was like, boom, that makes sense. My next one is actually one of my top choices, and that's Joseph Kaczynski, who's doing Top Gun Maverick. He has Spiderhead coming out. Oblivion was one of his previous movies.
Spiderhead? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the one for Netflix. Yeah, he's done that.
All right.
Whatever.
He's very underrated. He did Only the Brave.
Only the Brave.
He did Tron Legacy.
Takes place in Arizona.
He did
Tron Legacy.
Oblivion. Oblivion is so underrated.
Which
I don't like the ending of Oblivion, by the way. I don't like the ending of Oblivion at all, but the rest of the film, amazing.
But that's where I go. I think his visual style would fucking match the Fantastic Four, but also he knows how to get that family pairing really well. Only the Brave, I think, showcases that probably the best. I think Top Gun's going to show that. And this is my number 1 choice. If I'm being flat out honest, this is my number 1 choice I want for Fantastic Four. There's obviously some others that which I'll also mention, but I want this.
So. After Top Gun Maverick, I might agree with you. Because I really love his style, but I want to see him do more action. Oblivion has action. Only the Brave has action.
Tron Legacy has accent.
But Tron Legacy is also 11 years ago. I want to see how he has evolved. Not just looking at Tron Legacy, but looking at Tron Legacy and how he has evolved as an action filmmaker from that to Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Which, when I see Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, that's my number 1 movie.
You do have a super chat, by the way. I don't know if you saw
that. We do have a super chat. Thank you so much to John Lover 1. Thank you very much. Let's show what we are wearing. And I'm gonna go for you first because I'm just noticing now what you're wearing. Let's take John's question out, and that is a Goku sleeveless shirt. There it is. That's a cool shirt. That's a really cool shirt, man.
I love this shirt. What about you?
And all right, you dictate my shirt.
So this is the Amazing Born in the USA with America's ass and holding Mjolnir. And
yes, sir.
Of course, what's the album called that it's based off of? Do you know?
It's Born in the USA.
Yeah,
Bruce
Born in the USA.
Springsteen is
So,
the
Bruce
boss,
Springsteen, yeah.
Born in the USA, and it's essentially the same image, just not Captain America with the shield, or it's Bruce Springsteen in tight jeans. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, John Lover, for the support of the channel. Thank you for your question, and everyone else. If you want your question guaranteed an answer, let's put them down in the super chats or the tip link in the description. All right, let's go with mine. So I'm going with this one first because everyone is calling it. It is a very obvious choice, but it is a very fitting choice as well. We have been calling it for years. We were calling this one before Jon Watts was tapped with directing the film. And that is Brad Bird. Brad Bird, speaking of Joseph Kaczynski, working with Tom Cruise, I think Brad Bird can very much get the family dynamic. He can work with a big cast. He can do action very well. He can do big and intimate at the same time. I think he's a shoe-in to direct the Fantastic Four because he kind of already directed the Fantastic Four movie in this case.
So this is one of my choices. He will not direct it, though. I would bet money he's not going to direct it.
I don't think he is either.
And I say that because he's starting he's in pre-production right now on a new film.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's the only reason
that's all that matters.
Yeah, this is actually the synopsis real fast. It's an animated adventure crime about a young man who discovers a series of secrets and lies that left San Francisco highly vulnerable to the fires that engulfed it in the aftermath of the historical 1906 earthquake.
Oh wow. It's not Pixar, right? He left.
No, I think it's a new animated studio.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, it is. No, wait, what the fuck?
Is it?
It says Walt Disney and Warner Brothers for the production company.
That's strange, but anyway, we gotta keep going with this. Okay, so the other one. The next one, and again, I left Brad Bird. He's so much of a shoe-in, but I left him as a third because everyone is calling this one. Yeah. To no surprise, he's very much a fit. But my number two, and I need to see this person direct a whole movie, or even a whole movie, or even a whole show, because we've seen this person directing episodes of something, but how we've literally seen this person evolve behind the camera through the stories they have told. The first time we saw them directing something, it wasn't a particularly phenomenally written thing, but this person's direction elevated that material. The second time we saw this person directed something, it was even better than the previous one. And the latest thing we've seen this person direct, it might have been their best work. So I think it's time to elevate this person to direct a movie. And this person is ready for blockbuster filmmaking, everyone. And since Star Wars is not giving this person a movie anytime soon, I'm calling on Bryce Dallas Howard to direct the Fantastic Four movie. I think she'd be such an incredible fit. I think through her experiences in front of the camera, she can bring out that family dynamic. We know she can create empathy and intimacy on screen. We know she can do a lot just with the camera, tell a big story just with visuals. And I think she's ready. I wouldn't be taking this chance on just anyone else, but I think she has shown us 3 times now that she is very ready, to the point where she elevated a mediocre show just by the fact that she directed one of the episodes. So that's my number 2. How about you, Zach?
She would be up on mine too. She is my number 4. So I really want her or Deborah Chow. I don't really give a fuck. One of them two Deborah Chow would be really good. I don't care. Do you want me to say my number 5? I have one more.
Yeah, because we're changing.
She has not done anything outside an indie film yet. But this is what Kevin Feige does best. Sometimes he grabs an indie filmmaker, sees what they can do. So I don't know how the action would look. But the family storytelling is what I was really looking forward to. And that's one of my favorite elements of the Fantastic Four's, like, comics and stuff like that. Lulu
They are
Wang.
the first family.
What she did
Lulu
with
Wang.
fucking The Farewell still hits me hard as a fucking rock, and I think she would be able to capture something that's essential to the first. They're technically the first Marvel family, right? Like from the comic wise, so that she is an outside choice. I saw some people say Regina King. I think that's a phenomenal fucking choice as well. I think that's excellent, and she was up for Blade. She was in the
Regina would have the same. I don't want to say problem, but we haven't seen Regina like Lulu do action.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, I've loved what Regina King has done as a direction. I've liked what Lulu Wang has done as a director. So I'd be more eager to see Regina King. But again, they're both in this kind of same place where we haven't seen what they've done on the big stage yet. Oh no, we've lost Zach, everyone. Oh no. Oh no. Zach. We lost Zach, everyone. Okay, so let's hope he comes back. And until he does, I'm going to give you my first choice. I don't know how many of you have been here in the previous occasions where I've mentioned this name to direct something, whether Star Wars, whether Marvel Studios. I think this person not only is with the work that they've done, not only is it with the work that they've done. Oh, you're back.
I am back.
Yes, you're back. Continue, sir. Sorry.
I think Martin Scorsese should just direct it, though. Let's be honest. I think that's what everyone is really wanting, is Martin Scorsese to apologize and go, I'm going to do a superhero movie. So
I'm going to do a superhero movie set in the 60s New York.
That's what Peyton Reed wanted. Peyton Reed wanted to do 1960s, which I still want that. I still want that take, dude.
I'm telling you right now, the bulk of the film should be 1960s.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I'm not going to say Edgar Wright, though. If they get Edgar Wright, it would be kind of poetic in itself, because he was going to do Ant-Man before the MCU even existed. He had to drop out. Bring him back for this. That'd be great. I think that would be really.
I saw
really
Ryan
great.
said the Daniels. Yes, they would do great, but just like they were asked to do Loki, I don't want them to do that. I want them to do. Yeah, in an interview they got asked before they were about to start Everything Everywhere, because they'd been writing that script for like 4 or 5 years. Marvel approached them to direct the entirety of Loki, and they turned it down because they wanted to do this story instead. So, I mean, they could. I'll be honest though, I want them to just keep making films that they're making right now. So I know you can't talk too much about anything everywhere at once.
I can. I just prefer not to, because otherwise people won't have a reason to watch the review.
That's true. So I get it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
All right. But I think they'd be a good fit. But I wasn't going to say Edgar Wright, Joe. Again, if they announce Edgar Wright, I'll be like, fuck yes, we won. Victory. This movie is going to be amazing. But what I'm going to say is that this person fits very much in the category of giving us Fantastic Four. This person is going to be a lot less busy in front of the camera, and this person started the MCU, so they should be able to bring the first family to life. Jon Favreau to direct Fantastic Four.
Great.
Coming from me, I know that seems like a boring choice, because you're like, oh, of course Ren is going to say. I come across like the biggest Jon Favreau fan.
Can I ask you something? I've never asked your opinion on one of his movies, and I'm curious to see, because I don't know your opinion on this film. Cowboys and Aliens. Do you like this movie?
I like it. I've always liked that movie.
Okay, thank you, because I'm one of the few that likes it too. So I didn't know if you were like a fan of it or not, so that's why I was just curious.
I do. I was like, it's not great. It's not like, oh my God, Cowboys and Aliens. But I look at that film, I watch it, I'm like, that was a lot of fun.
Zathura is underrated too. I like Zathura too.
Zathura is all right. I used to
have the game board. I used to have the actual board game. Yeah, it was really cool.
I didn't watch Zathura as a kid, by the way, but to me, Zathura has always been one of those that the concept is so much better than the final product. I think the final product is all right. It doesn't have enough fun with its possibilities, if that makes sense. But he's a very good director on that. He directs that very well. But yeah, I think Jon Favreau would be an incredible choice. It would be poetic. And it just fits his sensibilities of action and heart and humor, but also he can handle drama very well. Look at Chef. Look at the first Iron Man to see how well he handles drama. So it's got all the tools. I think he'd do a spectacular job. Zach, what's your number one?
Well, I kind of already said my number one, but I will be just honest on who I actually think will direct it. I think it's going to end up being Peyton Reed. I know that's not everyone who wants to hear that, but I think it'll end up being Peyton Reed. I think having Ant-Man pushed up, I think there was a reasoning for that. Because it's ready, but I also believe it's because they're going to start filming that fucking movie right after that film comes out, or like right around it. Like he's going to finish press and then go right into Fantastic Four. It's his favorite characters. He wants to do it. He's pitched it. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to let him do it. And I honestly give him it. I love the first Ant-Man film. I adore that film so much. It was so underrated. And I still think it's like, it was such a surprise. I didn't think it was going to work because I like the Ant-Man character, but I'm like, Peyton Reed, the guy who did that cheerleading movie, that's who's going to direct this. So
never watched the cheerleading movie.
Is he my number? It's actually pretty fun. Is it my number one choice? No. Is it the obvious choice? Yeah. I would even be willing to bet $5 that he's going to direct it. So,
all right, and that is our choices for the new director of Fantastic Four, because they need to get one. I'm sure we'll hear about it sooner rather than later. If they are to announce the cast at Comic-Con or at D23, I would think they just drop the news, not this week, because this week they want everything on Doctor Strange. So if anything, we'll have to wait till the week after, till the week of May 10th and such, to hear some news about this. Because do you think they leave it now to Comic? Let's suppose they go to Comic-Con. Let's just assume right now they go to Comic-Con. Do you think they leave this announcement for Comic-Con, Zach? And just drop everything like, here's the director, here's the cast?
I think we'll know the director beforehand. I'll say that.
Okay.
I think we'll know the director beforehand. Just either they might not even announce it. It might be deadline fucking breaks it, and then Marvel just doesn't say anything.
That's what I mean. Do you think they leave it to Comic-Con, or does it just drop from one of the news outlets?
I will say I think someone will report on it, like a deadline or Variety, but Marvel will not comment on the director. Okay. Then at Comic-Con, Kevin Feige will be like they're gonna do something for Ant-Man 3, have the cast walk out, and then he's gonna be like, "But Peyton, stay here. You're also gonna be directing the Fantastic Four, and do you want to introduce the cast right now?" You know, something like, because that would flip the fucking, like, everyone would flip the fuck out, dude. I can't tell you the energy in there when Natalie Portman walked out and grabbed Mjolnir, because we all knew, like, literally a couple hours before Thor 4 was coming out and stuff like that. They had announced that. But I can't tell you, dude, when she walked out, everyone was like, oh my fucking God. And same thing with Mahasha. When Mahasha Ali came out. Because Kevin Feige was smart. He was like, I know everything else that we talked about today was pretty much leaked out, but I have one thing that I know no one has leaked out yet. He goes, 2-time Academy Award winner, Mahasha Ali. And I'm like, who the fuck is he playing? He goes, Ali, will you put your hat on? He puts the hat on. Logo comes up, Blade. And like, oh my God. Which I think that's next year, right? It's supposedly next
year. I think so. Yeah.
So excited.
But yeah, it's going to be an interesting Comic-Con or D23, one way or the other, because we also know right now the news. I mean, it's not news, but Kevin Feige is being interviewed about.
I will tell you right now. I want to extend this offer to you. If you come out here and you come to Comic-Con,
I can't.
I know. I would pay for you. I would pay for you to come. Like, I would pay for where we're gonna stay and stuff. I will tell you that right now.
That wouldn't be fair. I do appreciate it.
No. I don't. I do not give a fuck. I would love for you to.
But at this point, I can't even apply. You know, I can't even apply for press.
Yeah, you could always reach out. You never know. Yeah, I will tell you right now, they let a lot more people in than they should. But
I know someone from here who's going, and I have no idea how they were accepted. So maybe I have a shot. Maybe next year.
I haven't even been accepted yet. Yeah. So I don't. This
week I'm going to try for Venice and for TIFF. Those are my two goals for this year. And how I can afford those, I'll figure it out when. And
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. Support the channel, everyone. Tips and become members. I know I haven't announced the memberships yet, but that's coming tomorrow. I'm not sure if Nate Ankenbauer is watching, but I was supposed to announce them last week on Sunday, but I wanted to give time for the review to be shared, for you guys to watch the review and not have another announcement on top of that. But tomorrow I will announce the memberships. I'm thinking of dropping them at 10 p.m. BST. Zach, if you don't mind checking what time that is PT.
Say it again. What was the time?
10 p.m. BST, British summertime. So yeah, I'm going to drop the memberships on the channel tomorrow. 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's impossible because you're earlier than me. 10 p.m. at 10 p.m. BST. Are you sure?
10 p.m. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. You thought it was 10. Aha.
2 p.m.
Aha.
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay. 2 p.m. PT. I'm going to announce the memberships on the channel. Stay tuned for that in case you are interested to see what the perks are and all that. So those are our thoughts on who should direct the Fantastic Four. My number one is Jon Favreau. If not Jon Favreau, I'm going Bryce Dallas Howard. And Brad Bird is my number 3, just because he's such an incredible fit, but because I don't actually believe he'll do it, he's my number 3. Zach, a quick recap of your choices, please.
I don't remember half of them, but Brad Bird, Regina King, Lulu Wang, Joseph Kaczynski is my number 1 pick, and John Krasinski as well.
And John Krasinski. I would like to see a John. I think we've talked about how how we thought John Krasinski would do a great job directing and starring.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do it though, because he's directing that Imaginary Friends movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Oh well, he can still act in it. Don't forget that, Marvel. All right, let's go to your.
I don't want him. I don't want him in it. I don't mind if he does like something else, but I don't want him to be Reed. I don't want him to be Reed anymore.
Oh wow.
Like if he I know there's things that maybe he's in something else, and cool. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know. I'm just fucking saying. But I don't want him as the main Reed. I don't want him as the main Reed. I mean, if he's announced, that's cool.
You're nuts. You're breaking my heart. You're betraying everything. You become the thing you swore to destroy.
You know what? Fuck it. Nicolas Cage is Reed Richards. That's all I want.
I mean, Nicolas Cage has all of the Fantastic Four members. I'm not going to argue that if you're going to pull a Nicolas Cage. I can't argue that if you're going to pull a Nicolas Cage.
Hey,
but all right, everyone.
Did you see that thing about they wanted Daniel Day-Lewis to play Nicolas Cage originally for Unbearable Weight because they didn't think Nick Cage would say yay? Yes.
No.
So they were going to ask Daniel Day-Lewis in an interview. The writer and director were talking about that. And I'm like, I kind of wish I'm in the multiverse that got that movie.
Yeah.
Because
maybe.
You cannot tell me that he would not have been nominated for a fucking Oscar.
Maybe. It is Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis, so anything is possible.
That dude acts against fucking a piece of shit, and he'll still fucking get nominated.
And he'll deserve it, which is more important. All right, Zach, why don't you start us off this week with our live questions? Don't forget, go to our community tabs, the latest post on there about This Week in Geek. That's where you leave your questions. Or if you want to guarantee an answer at them, the tip link or the super chat in the description. All right, Zach, go for it.
Joe Fletcher actually has 2 questions, so I'm going to do both of them. One's kind of coinciding what we just talked about, and the other one is something vastly different. So first off, he asked, if John Krasinski does direct the Fantastic Four, do you think he will star alongside Emily Blunt in the movie?
So there are 2 questions within that. Do you think he will also star? I think he would also star if he was to direct. I think he is starring.
Do you really think so? You really think so?
I think so. Emily Blunt, here's the thing. I think if we're ever going to see Emily Blunt as Sue Storm, it's because we're also seeing John Krasinski as Reed Richards.
If we get one, we get the other. That's how I feel.
If we get Krasinski, we could very well get Blunt. I don't think we just see Blunt. I think it's possible that we just see Krasinski. I don't think we just see Blunt.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. His other question is thoughts on Wayne's World movie, and would you like to see a third movie similar to Bill and Ted 3? I'm gonna be honest, never seen Wayne's World, so I can't speak on that. So, there you go. So I've heard it's good. It's on my list.
Yeah, I know that they sing Bohemian Rhapsody at one point, so it can't be that bad. All right, Lady Aaron, what are some movie scores that bring you to tears every single time you hear them? Off the top of my head, what are you going to do when you're not saving the world from Man of Steel? Portals from Avengers Endgame, and what's the name? Zach, you tell us some of yours while I go search for the name, because I want to give
the entirety of the Toy Story 3 score fucks me up. I just
nice one.
Portals is another one. I don't know the name, so I'm just gonna start going off. The Han's death in Force Awakens, kind of. I really like that touchy moment that John.
That's a good one
in there.
That's a good one.
The Iron Giant score, that when he dies.
Oh yeah, the track is just called "The End" from La La Land.
Oh man.
And from First Man, when he's on the moon and he lets go of the bracelets of the daughter. Yeah. So those are ones for me. Zach, next one.
Next thing we have Lady Aaron as Ren and Zach. Over the week, we got early reactions to Top Gun Maverick from people who have seen it probably at Cinemacon. Did you guys see these early reactions on social media? Nope. If so, does this even make you more excited for Top Gun?
No, I don't watch reactions until I see the movie myself, so I've stayed away. I've muted the words.
I won't go with that deep then. More excited than I was. I'll just leave it at that. I see it in 2 weeks, I think.
You bitch. I have no idea when I'll see it, but it's Paramount. I'm good friends with Paramount.
I know someone that saw it, and
I know several people that saw it because it played at CinemaCon.
Well, I know you know Edgar Wright, so and he's seen it.
I mean, yeah, I'm friends with Edgar Wright. We're best friends.
Yeah.
I'm going to his place later tonight. I'm not. It's a joke.
No, he's not. He's not fucking. They're gonna go talk about
I'm gonna ask him tonight if he's directing Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
All right. Since Star Wars Day is on this upcoming Wednesday, how would you rank the score? No idea. I'm just gonna tell you right now, Aaron. No idea. I would have to listen to the scores, think about it, and rank them. The scores for all of the Star Wars movies, the 9 Skywalker saga movies, Rogue One, and Han Solo. We have a total of 11 scores, so I have no idea. Zach, do you have a particular favorite, even if you can't
favorite?
Me.
Empire, I guess. Empire, but Revenge of the Sith, I really fucking like that score. So
all of them are good scores.
Yeah,
I've never been disappointed with a score for.
The only one I don't remember is Solo. I just don't remember Solos at all.
It's John Powell. It's a very underrated score, but yeah, it's the one that the least sticks out. It's the guy who composed How to Train a Dragon. Yeah, but these to rank stuff, we can't do it off the top of our heads. It wouldn't be a genuine one. So this kind of stuff, we have to sit down, listen to them, think all that stuff. Zach, what do you got?
I accidentally closed the page. If you want to do another one, the page.
Okay, again from Lady Aaron. Cinemacon happened throughout this week. What are your favorite and least favorite announcements to come from Cinemacon, and why? Favorite announcement? How can it not be Sony's announcement of El Muerto coming next year? No, not next year. 2024 to theaters. That's the greatest announcement ever in the history of Cinemacon. It's not just this year. Zach, how excited are you for El Muerto? 9 out of 10 or 11 out of 10? Those are the only options.
I want you guys to know I was eating Taco Bell when I saw this news. And I dropped everything I was doing. And I look and I go, what the fuck? And everyone at the dinner table was like, what? And I said, I couldn't even pronounce the fucking word. I cannot say that fucking word. I cannot. I'm not even gonna fucking try. It takes me like 30 fucking times, and I'm not looking forward to reviewing the movie.
It literally translates to the dead, or the dead man.
Yeah, that's what my girlfriend told me. But dude, I just what the fuck? What the fuck did he fuck? And you know what? Here's the thing.
Zach, the fact that I saw this announcement and I don't even know who this guy is. I'm a hardcore comic book fan. I don't know who this man is.
Oh, well, I went and looked it up. It's only been
showed
2
up
issues.
Twice in the comics. Yeah.
I have looked to buy those issues, and now they're fucking expensive because of this dumb shit. But here's the thing.
They're going to go down in price again. Don't worry.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm not spending $100 on this. I'm telling you right now. This is why I'm mad. Tons of actors in Hollywood. Tons of fucking actors. Bad Bunny. Yeah, seriously. That's why I'm mad. Because but then I also thought about this and I'm like, I should be mad that they're doing this. Okay, so cool. You want to do a Latino-led superhero. That's awesome. I have no issues. That's awesome. I'm happy we're getting Blue Beetle. Spider-Man 2099 was right there. You could do a live action version of, and it would be like the coolest thing. You could you imagine if you got like Ridley Scott would never fucking do this, but could you imagine if you got Ridley Scott to direct a Spider-Man 2099 movie? Fucking amazing, right there. Like
no, Zach, because that would be a movie for the teens, and they spend all their time in their phones.
I also want to know who the fuck is directing this. Who's fucking writing it? They don't have a script. They don't have a direct.
Like, you don't know who is writing? Oh no, that's Madam Web. Never mind what I was gonna say.
Oh, Madam. Fuck that. But that's just, dude. I cannot believe they announced this fucking movie. Yeah, I cannot believe it. I'm happy.
Bad idea from Bad Creative.
Yeah. I will say though, I did hear, and I'll say it here because it's not a leak. It's just something I heard that Andy Serkis is coming back to do Venom 3.
Okay.
So.
And the crickets. The crickets cover the room.
Exactly.
Your turn, sir. Your turn, my friend.
All right. So next we got Lady Aaron. What are some bad behind the scenes stories that you guys have heard while a movie was being made or being developed? Have you heard of any of that thing that you can that you can talk about?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a movie that is currently in production. Is it currently? No, I think they've wrapped at this point. But it's a movie that's coming out later this year. It has faced a ton of problems, but that's all I can say really.
Is it a big budget movie?
Yes, I'm going to say this. It started off bad because they lost their lead actor.
Yeah.
The lead actor passed away, and that's all I'm going to say. And then a ton of issues, but that's it really.
I have also heard about another movie coming out this year that had some people walk off set. That is, I'll just say it, David O. Russell's new movie. But I also know someone who saw that, so I will leave it there. So yeah.
All right. Lady Aaron, what are some things that you do to relieve yourself of any type of stress?
Going to the bathroom.
I mean, yeah, that works. Go to the gym, watch a movie, write something, read something, play a video game, talk to some of my friends back home who I haven't seen in a long time. That always helps. Play a little bit of the guitar and sing to myself if no one else is at home. Those are just a few of the things I do. What about you, Zach?
I already said it. I go to the bathroom.
All right. Your turn, Dad.
G. Colby, do you guys ever expect Moon Knight being seemingly divisive? While there are people loving the show, I've seen some not vibing it. There's always going to be people who, in this age of social media, in my opinion, everything's divisive. Doctor Strange is going to be fucking divisive. It's done deal. It's already going to be divisive. There's that clip that went out yesterday, and people were already shitting on it, and people were already loving it. I don't like. I just hate that we live in this era where it's like you either have to love it or hate it. You can't just be in the middle. You can't just and then the thing I hate about it too is that like if you do love it, people shit on you for that, and then if you hate it, people shit on you for that. Like people just can't respect your opinions and thoughts. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. What about you, Ren?
I'm in the same camp as you. It's boring at this point because when you look at certain complaints, particularly on Twitter, I will say that what I've seen on direct conversations with someone, I don't agree, but I get where people are coming from. But on Twitter specifically, it's just a cesspool of ignorance because I don't see good takes unless it's from fellow critics and people that can hold intelligent conversations. I haven't seen good takes on either side. I haven't seen good takes where people saying they love it for X or people saying they don't love it for X. Like Twitter is not something I hold to high esteem. It's not something I give great consideration to the opinions, the wild takes I see out there. I'm even involved in the chat, dude. That the takes I see on there daily, I I get fucking depressed.
That's why I don't like TikTok sometimes, because I see some people on there talking about stuff. I'm like, TikTok. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Like that's my thoughts.
People on TikTok are very dumb. TikTok has a good algorithm, but apart from that, it's just a gathering of stupidity and talentless hacks who are able to crack that.
There's a couple.
99% of the time, you're good. Bruno's good. Leo's good, and that's it.
Yeah. I want to say something. Lady Aaron just posted something. Ren, Zach, I'm shocked that none of you guys said the Batman sequel announcement was the best announcement to come out of Cinemacon. Here's the thing. Great announcement.
I'm not paying too much attention to Cinemacon. That's why I didn't say it.
Well, the thing with it is, it's not like we didn't know that happening. Like, we knew that was happening. Can I message you something in the private chat?
Yes. Is it a dick pic?
Yeah, I would. I'm going to tell you something that I've seen.
You can't send pictures in the private chat, everyone. Don't worry.
I'm going to tell you something I've seen.
Oh,
and that's it.
Okay. Interesting. What is this? Oh, okay. On the computer?
I can't say how or why. I'll tell you off air.
Okay. You'll tell me off air. All right.
It's amazing.
Cool. That's good to know. All right. Is it my turn or were you?
It's your turn, man. I just did a G Colby one.
Lady Aaron, what are some of your favorite Star Wars moments and some of your least favorite Star Wars moments? Least favorite, anything with Jar Jar Binks. Favorite, it's the throne room fight between Luke and Vader on Return of the Jedi.
I want you to know, my girlfriend is watching the show right now, and I know she's going to text me in just a second that you said that, because that is her favorite character of all time.
It's true.
You want to hear... So, dude, we're sitting at my dinner table. Like, this is a while ago, and my dad is going through all the Star Wars movies just for fun. And he gets through Phantom Menace. And we're sitting there, and I'm like, oh, how was Phantom Menace, Dad? Because he hasn't seen it since he took me to see it. And he goes, who the fuck likes Jar Jar Binks? And, dude, I tried so hard not to laugh because she's standing right next to me. And she's just like...
wow.
Like, dude, she loves that fucking character. She just thinks he's so fucking stupid and fun.
Misa so dumb.
Misa,
I get in the way of the movie.
Me naked all the time.
Me naked. Wow. All right.
Can we do an episode of just that?
I don't know. I think, look, right now we only have 4 viewers. I think we'd have less than that if we did.
Fucking.
And I don't even know how many listen. Oh, we have 5. It went up, actually. So we might try that. I don't know how many listeners we have on Spotify. So if you haven't listened to us on Spotify, remember to rate us and give us a listen, because it really helps. But yeah, maybe we'll try it. And now we got 6. Maybe we'll try the Jar Jar show one day.
That's how I'm doing the rest of the show now.
All right. What's next, Zach?
G. Colby again. What's a movie that you guys either did not like or thought was fine on first watch, but got better on rewatch? For me, recently, I appreciated Doctor Strange more, and my overall answer being Jennifer's Body, since I didn't like it at all when I first saw it. Do you have one?
I mean, mine always go to, and I liked it the first time I saw it, was Man of Steel, and it just went up from there. I don't think I have another like that, to be honest. At least not that comes to mind. I have some that I don't necessarily rewatch them, but the more I sit on them, the more I like them, or the less I like them. One, for instance, that I like more and more, but I already loved it the first time, was The Northman, for instance. So yeah, I don't have one off the top of my head, but do you, Zach? Do you have anything like that recently or not?
X recently. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, I liked the movie Walking Out, but I've kind of come to almost not love it, but I really, really like it now. Like, to the point where like I would recommend it to someone. When I first walked out, I could recommend it to myself and other independent people. I don't think I could recommend it to like general movie going audiences, but I recommend it now. I have an opposite effect on a movie too. This year, which I still really like the movie.
I have the opposite effect on X. I liked it fine when I first saw it, and then it just went slightly down there. It's just a perfectly fine movie, because I like the setup, but I think the second half is quite bad.
See, that's actually how I feel with Scream. I loved Scream when I first saw it, and then sitting on it more, I still really like it. But like the third or fourth time I watched it, it didn't carry that same magic, that same pizzazz that I had the first time watching it, or even the second time. It's just like every time I've watched it, I'm like, I don't love this thing anymore. I still really like it. Like, I still think this is a perfect legacy sequel, but there's some choices that they make that kind of just stick out to me like a sore thumb. So I still really like it, but it's just I'm not in love with it anymore as much as I am. You know what I am in love with though? The Northman, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the Batman.
Yeah, I love those movies. Great movies. Go watch them if you haven't, and if you have, go watch them again. All right. Do you guys like Lady Aaron? Do you guys like Lady Gaga better as an actress or as a singer or both? And what are some of your favorite Lady Gaga songs, if you have any? I like her better as an actress because I'll watch her act. Her music does nothing for me, so I don't listen to her music, so I don't have favorite Gaga music. Zach, what are your thoughts?
I could give.
She's a good singer. It's just I don't give a shit about the kind of music she makes.
I don't listen to her music, so I could care less. But she's a great actress from what I've seen her act in.
Yes, from one of the things I've seen her at, she's a great actress. Zach, what's next?
Lady Aaron asks, what are your thoughts on the trailer for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? Did you watch the trailer for this, the A24 movie? Okay, I did. Looks awesome. I'm on board. Right. Can't wait to this slasher clue mystery type shit that they're making.
All right. Andrew Self, when do you think we will see Valentina in the MCU next? Who do you think she will recruit next?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And what do you think it's all leading to? So the rumor thing that is leading to that I didn't believe for a lot of time, and I don't know
was
if
she
I
in Hawkeye?
Buy it.
Wait, was she in Hawkeye? I can't remember. No, she wasn't.
She was not. I mean, there was the flashback in one of the recaps. They showed the post-credit scene for Black Widow, but technically she wasn't. What do you think it's all leading? So the supposed rumored thing that it's all leading to is Thunderbolts. I don't know if I buy that at this point yet, but that's the rumor. Who do we think she'll recruit next? That's interesting because right now I don't see who else she could recruit. Because right now we're going cosmic and we're going fantastical. Who do you think?
I think She-Hulk. I think she'll be in She-Hulk with Abomination.
That's a good point. I blanked on She-Hulk.
But I don't know if She-Hulk's actually coming out this year. There's a lot of things coming out that they might not be able to get it out.
That's the thing.
So we might not see her till next year.
But that makes sense. It makes sense for her to go after Abomination and all that. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go with you on that prediction.
What they have right now. Do you think Elena's still going to be on her team or no?
Do I think what?
Elena will still be on her team. I don't think so.
I think we'll at least see the fallout of that. We'll see her on the team just for her to exit the team, you know?
Okay, because right now we have U.S. Agent, Yelena technically.
Yelena, and Abomination.
Abomination.
It makes a lot of sense.
And then I could see maybe Armor Wars or Ironheart her showing up. You know,
Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter, yeah. I'm trying to think of who else, because who else is on the Thunderbolts? Because I'm not familiar. I actually bought a couple comics for them.
In the comics, I mean, Red Hulk.
I know Norman Osborn at one point. I know Norman Osborn at one point was.
Deadpool.
Zemo.
Venom was at one point in the Thunderbolts.
Punisher
was at one point in the Thunderbolts.
Zemo's the leader? Is that true?
At points, yes. Red Hulk.
I wouldn't mind seeing Zemo.
But yeah.
I don't see him bringing Deadpool in. Taskmaster.
No, not at all. I think we could very well see her in She-Hulk. I think that's the next thing.
Yeah.
Where we see her at. So yeah, good question, Andrew. Good question, Zach. What do we got next?
Joe Fletcher, do you think movies being released straight to streaming reduce the hype surrounding the movie? For example, we have a new Predator movie coming out in the summer straight to Hulu, and there's zero excitement. Can I start with this one?
Yeah, Of course.
I think to a certain extent, yes. I also think there's no hype for it because there's no trailer, no poster, no nothing. It's the same thing with the new Evil Dead movie coming to HBO Max. There's no hype because there's no trailer, there's no poster, there's no nothing. We know they're coming out. That's all it is. Do I think a new Predator movie directed by Dan Trachtenberg should be on Hulu? Fuck no. That should be absolutely in theaters. 100% that should be in theaters, especially since it has a lower budget. They went back to basics like the original Predator movie. That's exactly what they needed to do, and I think that's the way to get people in seats. But also, the concept for this is very different. Evil Dead Rise, as much as I do not think it should be on streaming, I understand why it's going to streaming. Because Evil Dead has never been a big box office financial thing. It's always been cult classic. So it makes sense for this. I'm surprised it's not on fucking Shudder, to be honest with everyone. So, yeah, I don't think it kills excitement.
Have the money
I
to
think,
buy it.
I think excitement, but it's funny, they own the first two movies on Shudder. That's what's crazy. They own the rights to the first two movies.
But that's a license. Yeah. It's not outright buying the property.
So, no, I don't think so. I think when it actually starts coming out, you know, like when a poster or trailer starts coming out, that's when we're gonna all get a little bit more excited. And to be honest, it could change. Disney might look at, or Searchlight, I guess, would be the ones releasing it, and look at it and be like, this is fucking great. Let's put it in theater. You know what I mean? Like, shit changes like that all the time. There's rumors about Batgirl and Blue Beetle being changed like that. So, I mean, it could happen. So, what are your thoughts?
I think it's different, and it's something we haven't quite gotten used to because we've only started to notice this when the streaming wars started, and the streaming wars really only started in like 2020 for the worst reasons possible, for the pandemic mostly, but the marketing window to grab the audience's attention for streaming is much smaller than it is like on the big screen for a theatrically released movie. Doctor Strange, for instance, we got our first trailer during Spider-Man No Way Home, the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home, technically, and it blew the roof off the place. And ever since then, we've kept on talking about it, on everything we saw in that film, from that teaser with that film, rather. Streaming doesn't have that. Streaming doesn't have that longevity. Like, you'll notice, particularly with Netflix movies, for instance, you'll get the first and sometimes only trailer like a month tops before it drops on Netflix. I remember when Sweet Girl was coming out. At points I was like, well, when is that Jason Momoa movie coming out? There's no trailer, there's no nothing. But then, like around a month before it comes out, boom, they drop the trailer, and then they start to drop everything. Posters almost every day, almost every week. And so it sticks in the conversation, and then boom, suddenly it's out. So for Predator, for instance, which I'm very excited about because it's a Predator movie. It's set in the 1700s or the 1800s. I think it's 1700s. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg. When that drops its first trailer, it's going to be very close to the release date. And so it's going to keep being in the conversation until it actually drops. And so, again, it's just something very different. Because for theatrical, you have big marketing budgets as well. So you see the marketing everywhere. For television, you gotta grab your audience. They know they're gonna grab us, the hardcore movies and TV shows fans, and we're gonna let our parents and our friends who aren't hardcore know about it. And so when it drops, when the trailer drops, that's when we are going to talk about it, and that's when the film drops or show drops, they're gonna remember that because we've just told them about it. So that's the thing. It's very strategic, and it's always with the reason regarding marketing because it's a whole universe marketing.
Good question.
So yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question.
Real fast, I'm going to go. My dog keeps scratching and stuff, so I'll be right back if you just want to take me out.
Yeah, of course. Up next, Lady Aaron. Ren, what are your thoughts on the first look at the goddess Margot Robbie in the Barbie movie that we got from Cinemacon? I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic is fantastic. I love the look of this film right now. I'm so incredibly excited. And I don't know who asked this. It wasn't last week, but it was 2 weeks ago, I think. But there was someone who asked, what am I most excited for? Barbie or Oppenheimer? It was Zach. It was Zach, like on the show, who asked if I was more excited for Barbie or Oppenheimer. And I said at the time, and I still stand by that right now, I said Barbie, and now they're coming out on the same day, which is, it's a day made for me. It's a day made for me next year. It's going to be the two of the movies I'm most craving to see next year. They're coming out on the same day, but I think this first look is just adorable. It's gorgeous because Margot Robbie is in the picture. And I cannot believe still that I'm fucking excited for a Barbie movie. But this first look at it is just, mwah, chef's kiss, exactly what I wanted, exactly what it should be. And I have that picture as my phone wallpaper. Tony Movie Chappie, what is it about Zack Snyder that makes him a polarizing director? I don't think it's anything on Zack Snyder, but rather on people's sensibilities. What I will say about Snyder is that he's very unique. He's a very strong directorial voice. He's a very unique storyteller. And he takes risks with his storytelling. He does something, he tries to do something at least constantly, that no one else is doing. He tries to be his own thing. He tries to do things his own way. And so people are going to notice that. When you take risks, people are going to notice, and the higher risks you take, the less probability you have to hit. And because he's such a risky filmmaker, sometimes he doesn't really hit, depending on who you ask. But that naturally comes from his uniqueness and the voice that he has behind the camera. I think he's very much someone that is against the grain. He is an auteur. He has cemented himself as an auteur, but he goes for the spectacle. He goes for the action. He goes for these storytelling tools that people sometimes look down on. People give the side eye to, but he makes it his own. He does them like the slow-mo. Everyone uses slow-mo every now and again. He makes slow-mo a thing of his, to the point that nowadays when you think slow-mo, the first filmmaker that comes to your mind is not even John Woo, for instance, anymore. It's Zack Snyder. And so I think that's why he's polarizing per se, because people sometimes just want to find someone who's doing things against the grain and call them out on it. And Zack Snyder is doing that. So that to me makes him special, makes him interesting to watch. I was thinking this when I'm going to deviate a little bit from the topic, but I was thinking this when I got out of Ambulance. Another polarizing director. People either love him or hate him. Michael Bay. Say what you will about these two guys. You know those actors on actors things that Variety drops around the Oscar season, that you get the nominees and you just put one actor and one actress talking to each other. I would love to see one of those things, but it being a conversation between Michael Bay and Zack Snyder. I think that would be fascinating to watch. I just want these two guys to get inside one another's minds about the stories they tell and how they tell it. I think that would be absolutely incredible to watch. All right. Nate Ackenbauer, good friend of the show. Not a question, but let's just take a moment to appreciate how amazing of a director Bill Hader is becoming. Can't wait till he inevitably gets his first film. So I'm very behind on Barry, but I've seen enough of Barry. I've seen the first season. And I remember I watched either the first episode of the second season or the first two episodes of the second season. But I've watched enough of Barry to see that he's a really great director. And he also writes the show itself. So that's incredible in itself. So I agree with you, Nathan. And I'm sure you even have a better pool sample than I have on his prowess as a director, because I'm assuming you are caught up on Barry, unlike myself. I need to get caught up. It didn't happen this week, obviously. Probably won't happen this upcoming week. But maybe after that, because I'll be done with Outer Range as well. Maybe after that I can restart Barry. Nate Ackenbauer also asks, when are we going to see Renviera's directorial debut? That's a good question. So I'm going to tell you something obvious, but to make a movie, you need money, because you need a team and you need to pay the team. You need to pay your crew and the people that are there for you to tell the story with you. Technically speaking, okay, Zach's back. Hello,
Hi.
Zach.
Hello.
So Nathan Bauer just asked, when are we going to see my directorial debut? I was just saying that the obvious, to make a movie, you need money because you need to pay your team, you need to pay your crew, you need to pay your DP, your assistant director, your actors, etc. Technically speaking, my directorial debut has already happened if you count short films. I've done 4 or 5 short films. I did my John Wick fan film that's on YouTube right now, put together with my John Wick 2 movie review. I did my bachelor's. My bachelor's project was a short film. My master's project was a short film. So technically it's already happened. But for counting feature, hopefully if the channel kicks off, I can gather some funds and pull up one of my scripts that I've written and finally get a feature made. But for that, we need the channel to kick off. We need the memberships, and the memberships, most importantly, need to appeal to people. That's a key factor on the memberships. I don't want to just ask for money. I want to give something back if it interests people. And the channel needs to kick off. For the channel to kick off, we need views, we need all that stuff that I always ask. Zach always asks. Every YouTuber you watch asks because it's the lifeblood of the channel. So hopefully soon, I'll keep trying. I'll keep making videos. I'll keep expanding my content. So yeah, maybe soon, maybe next year. Maybe next year if all goes well this year. But I really miss directing. I don't miss writing because I keep constantly writing, but I miss directing. So hopefully soon. And if you want to see some of the stuff I've directed, there's a John Wick fan film right now on the channel. So just search for my John Wick 2 movie review on my channel, and my fan film starts that video. Zach, what do you got next?
Lady Ernest. So we got some stills of The Gray Man this week. It officially has a release date of July 22nd on Netflix. And I will add this, it's also the week before it will be in theaters. Did you guys see the stills for The Gray Man? And does this make you more excited to see the movie when it arrives?
Not super more excited, but I was already excited for this film. I love the look of the stills. They just don't give me too much of... They don't give me anything I didn't already know about the film, you know? So I want to see a proper trailer. But yeah, I'm excited. That's in my top 10 movies of the most anticipated movies of the year.
I have someone who saw it, and since then I've been more excited for this film in every fucking way.
Alrighty.
Their reaction with bad visual effects, not bad visual effects, I would say, but not done visual effects, they said wasn't like, they can't imagine how much better. Because the Russos, I guess, said at the screen, there's no more reshoots, no nothing. This is the finished film, which is not done VFX. Yeah. And, you know, he said the visual effects looked like a PlayStation 2 game at times. Like, so, but that's fine. I mean, that's what happens in visual effects and stuff. So I'm excited.
All righty. To the movie Chappie, thoughts on Disney returning to hand-drawn animation movies again? So I saw a rumor of it this week. I don't remember where it was. I don't know if it is a trustworthy source. I didn't see it from any reliable source. I will say this, though. If they did, it would be amazing. But I will also say this, and this might be an unpopular opinion. I think even Zach might think it's an unpopular opinion. Might not agree. But I don't think we should have to choose. Give us both. Let's live in a world where we get CG, 3D animation, and we get hand-drawn 2D as well. And even the latest style that is emerging with the Mitchell vs. the Machines and in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and the bad guys mix in the 3D with the 2D, with the CG, with the hand-drawn. I think it's a beautiful world if we live somewhere where we can have both. All styles welcome, and all styles are celebrated, and all styles make money at the box office. Zach?
I love animation. So yes, please, to all of it. I miss 2D animation. Like, I miss stuff like Treasure Planet, where it was a mix of 3D and 2D, and the way that it was so unique. Real fast, have you ever seen a movie called Titan AE?
No, but I know what it is.
I've never heard of it.
Don Bluth movie.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Your turn. My turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. Sorry.
All right. I only have a couple more, so let's see.
Yeah, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more.
G. Colby, what announcement from Cinemacon? We kind of answered this. What got you most excited? The thing is we don't see much of the footage or anything. We literally don't see anything. We just hear from what people are talking about, and there's not too many announcements. So, like, for me, I guess, like, yeah, Batman, like Lady Aaron had mentioned. I will say this: hearing the reactions to Lightyear's first 30 minutes actually made me happy. I didn't see any spoilers. I just saw reactions to it. And that being one of my most anticipated films of the year, that made me happy. Just like that. Mm-hmm. And Babylon's trailer, which I will say right here, I don't even know if I'm supposed to. Do not believe that Tobey Maguire's Charlie Chaplin in the movie. I'm going to say that right fucking now.
What? He's not?
No, he's not. You didn't see me post that in our messages?
He's no.
He's not Charlie Chaplin. Unless they went back and reshot it. He's not Charlie Chaplin. He's not Charlie Chaplin. I think the reason people are getting that is his look looks like him. So maybe it's supposed to be based on Chaplin, but it's not Chaplin. It's not Chaplin.
Okay.
A lot of the casting names are wrong that a lot of the studios are running with. So, but I'm really excited to see that fucking trailer. I'm really excited to see that fucking trailer.
All right. This one is for you because I'm not caught up, as I said, but movie fan. Ryan and Zach, what are your thoughts so far on Barry season 3? Season premiere was so good. Not caught up, sadly. So maybe 2 weeks from now you can ask me, Zach.
Without talking spoilers, because you haven't seen season 2 yet, which the ending of season 2 is so big. It's literally the crux of what season 3 will be about.
Okay.
So without getting the spoilers, I liked it a lot. I fucking love this show, and Bill Hader is a fucking master. Like, that's another one. Let him direct a fucking movie like that. Like, I know he directs Barry a lot, but I would love to see him direct a big budget film. I really would. I think he'd kill it.
I want him to direct a smaller film first.
What kind of genre? The same genre as Barry, or
whatever he wants, really. As long as, like, don't do a Simon Kinberg, even though Bill Hader has directed stuff. He's directing stuff right now, but don't do a Simon Kinberg where the first movie in Simon Kinberg's face, the first thing you ever direct is a big blockbuster. Like, don't do that.
And then he does another big blockbuster afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, medium-sized blockbuster with the 355. Yeah,
it was terrible.
But the 355 should have been his first movie. Like, he wants to get a crack at directing. 355 should have been his first.
Yeah, but that's why you're directing Treasure Planet first, right? That's going to be your first big budget film.
Yeah, exactly. That's my first. I'm going to first act in Nova. Call me, Feige. Mm-hmm. Well, don't call me because I don't like talking on the phone. Email me. But yeah. All right.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn. It's your turn.
Lady Aaron, how do you guys feel about the animated Mario movie getting delayed to April of next year? Do you think it's the best, or do you think the delay was completely unnecessary? I have an idea of why the Mario movie getting delayed.
I don't care.
It was. I will tell you right now. Wouldn't be shocked. It was probably delayed because the Super Mario Land opens next year in April. So
that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense.
When was it supposed to go? Was it this Christmas?
It was December, but okay. I will also say I think it moved because Avatar and also Shazam just moved 5 days back, which they should either move that movie forward.
Shazam is still dead.
Yeah. I can't express enough. You guys, I already know so like I did a podcast with my friend called The Goods, and he did not know a new Avatar film was coming out until I mentioned it. And his reaction was so fucking genuine. Like, he goes, "Are you serious?" Like, he's the general movie-going audience.
Yeah.
And when am at my work, the number one thing everyone was talking about, "Hey, Zach, when's the Avatar trailer coming out? When's the Avatar trailer coming out?"
Did you see the stills that came out?
Those were leaked. Those are not supposed to be out there. Those are leaked, from my understanding.
I mean, they do have a watermark, but they look like they're HD. They're not like
they're HD.
Picture, you know?
Those are from the trailer. Okay,
cool.
They look great. Dude, I don't even really like the first movie, but I don't even like now. I want to go back and rewatch it. Like even though I know it's not
we
great.
Haven't seen the trailer, but those pictures look incredible. Yeah. All right. Dominic C. Scott, Zach will have no say in this, I'm guessing. But sad news, yesterday Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow have been canceled. Are you happy or sad, Ren? Let me go first then. It sucks to me, ended right on cliffhangers. I'm not happy. I'm never rooting for a show unless it's actively harming a community or an individual. I'm not, because I know Batwoman had their fans. I'm not rooting for its cancellation. I will tell you, I'm absolutely indifferent to Batwoman's cancellation. I really don't care either way. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me sad. Legends of Tomorrow, I'm sad. I've fallen off on this latest season, on season 7. But I still had plans on, well, as soon as I have more time, I need to go back and restart watching the season. And now that it's over, I might just do that just to at least, I saw 6 seasons, might as well watch 7, you know? But Batwoman, I'm not going to pretend I really care. The Venetian, I hung on there for 2 seasons. I watched the first episode of season 3, and I just had enough. I didn't care. It wasn't like I was angry at the show, that the show was utterly awful and it's amateur. Nothing of that. I saw the episode and I was like, I don't care about these characters. I don't care about the story. I'm not invested, so I'm not going to waste any more of my time in it. That's how I felt. Legends of Tomorrow, I want to go back to it. Those are fun characters. Those have always been fun seasons, even the weakest ones. It's just fun to be with these characters traveling through space and time. So yeah, I'm sorry for the fans of these shows, but I'm sad about one of them, indifferent towards another. Zach, what do you have to say?
Legends of Tomorrow, man. I used to love the fuck out of that show. It got weird, it got wacky. It was always one of the few CW shows I could go back and just watch whenever. Like, it didn't really matter. And it gave me back Constantine a bit. Like, it put Constantine back in for a bit, which I thought that show was very underrated too. I'm sad for the fans. I know a lot of people shit on the CW shows and stuff like that, and I'm one of them. I don't like them. I like Superman and Lois from what I watched, and I like The Flash. Batwoman, I've never fucking liked. I tried watching it. I did not get into it. I gave up on the first season, and I was there at the premiere of San Diego Comic-Con when they first started that episode. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So for me, it's sad. I'm more sad for the writers and everyone involved that they didn't get another season. But I do think that the CW has been losing money, and I think now people are coming in and they're just like, we got to axe this shit that is not bringing in people. It's rumored The Flash will be ending soon. So what else they got left? Is Black Lightning still going? Is that still
I don't know. I stopped Black Lightning halfway through season 2 as well.
So what? Superman and Lois is like the only show I really know that's on there still.
But Superman and Lois is outside that realm technically because it's an HBO production, but it airs on the CW. They got Gotham Knights coming. So
I forgot about that.
I guess that counts.
Maybe we see Batwoman in there too. Maybe
Flash
Batwoman
was renewed for a season 9, but they can cancel it if they want.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm interested, but my heart goes out to them. I have a good question because we haven't talked about this, and I'm surprised we haven't yet. Lady Aaron asks, "What are your opinions on the main director of the Fast and Furious movie leaving the director's seat for the franchise in the middle of filming the movie?" Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel did it. Yeah. That video of Vin Diesel and him going around, that is literally like he looks like he's uncomfortable as fuck, and he's not usually like that. He is very more outgoing and. I think the only reason he left is for this. And I think he even came out that it was creative differences.
Sure.
So I think honestly, they're losing money. I don't know who you get to direct this thing. Let Vin Diesel fucking direct it. I'm being serious at this point. I have lost any love that I have right now just from shit I hear. Like this, I'm so frustrated, and then I just imagine The Rock in the corner, like looking over, being like,
he's calling Justin Lin right now. Hey, I heard you dropped out. Do you wanna? Hobbs and Shaw? Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw 2, baby. Let's go. Vin Diesel has technically already directed a short within the Fast and Furious universe, so why not? Why not direct a feature? All right. Where are we? Okay, Joe Fletcher. I only have two more, one more after this. Joe Fletcher, did you guys see Forbes' article about Sony's future with the Spider-Verse? I have not. Zach, have you?
What was it? Say it again. I
Okay.
literally like blacked out in my head.
Did you see the Forbes article about Sony's future with the Spider-Verse?
Yes, I did actually.
There's
I was planning.
There's more to the question.
Okay,
I just want to know if you read it. They say it is it. They say in it, Sony's asked Andrew Garfield to return, but he said no. And I don't blame him because Venom 1 and Morbius are so bad. Venom 2 is not good either, but it is entertaining at least. I also hope all of these great actresses that Sony wants to star in their movies, Rebecca Ferguson, Ana de Armas, Jodie Comer, all don't take these movies and go work with Kevin Feige and actually make a good comic book movie. All don't take these movies and go work with Kevin Feige and actually make good comic book movies because Sony has proved that without the help of Marvel, they cannot. Sony Pictures. I think let's leave. Let's give credit to Sony Animation because they have done a great job so far with Spider-Verse
and Mitchell's.
And Mitchell vs. the Machines. But just speaking about Spider-Man properties here, Zach, you've read the article, so I want you to go first. What do you think about this?
Forbes is not a movie outlet, so let's just get that out there right there.
But they will still spoil movies for you.
They will definitely still spoil movies, but this is not a confirmed rumor. This is a rumor. This is not a leak or anything like that. Because 3C Films did a video on it, and it was very interesting. So then I went and read the entire article. There's a reason other people are not talking about it, if that makes sense. So it's an interesting article because honestly, I'm sure they did ask Andrew Garfield. I'm really sure they asked him. And I'm sure he said no. I genuinely think he's just like, your movies are shit. Point blank, I really believe that's what it was. So, I'm sure they want those actresses. For me, I think part of that rumor is probably true and part of it is not. But I wouldn't trust everything that Forbes posted because they said something that Emilia Clarke was taking over for Amber Heard a while ago, I remember.
Ah, yeah.
And that was not true. So they report they report on stuff that they read. You know, they're not a movie. So I mean, for all we know, it could be, but it's not about the business. Like in the article that it was talking about, it was so fucking minor. It was literally a 2-paragraph thing. So I can't imagine that, like, out of everything, I don't think it's real. I really don't think it's real. And honestly, if it is, thank you, Andrew Garfield, for saying fucking no. I 100% get why you said no.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you announce a Bad Bunny movie, you really want your Spider-Man. Because in that article, it also states that they are going to be retiring and not using Andrew Garfield anymore, and that they're going to recast his Spider-Man in that world. That is... No, they're not. I don't buy that. They're just going to do a new Spider-Man in the Sonyverse world. But it does talk about how they did want Tom Holland, and I do think that is the truth. I still believe Tom Holland was supposed to leave the MCU after that last Spider-Man film. I think he was supposed to leave, and they changed it, and that instead of sending him out of the world, they sent the villains back out of the world. So that's yeah. What about you? Hearing any of that, does that?
I mean, I have not read the article again, but just hearing that, I'm with you because again, even Venom 2, I'm very entertained by Venom 2. It gives an entertaining experience. Is it a good movie? No, not really. If you think about any of the logic for a nanosecond, it's like the subplot of Sonic 2 with the Hawaii stuff. It's that bad. But it was delivered in an entertaining package. And now the decisions they're making with El Muerto, with Madam Web, I'm not confident in what this studio is saying. We gave a joke answer a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Zach, when we were asked. I don't remember who asked, but it was like, what studio has like the worst plan? Is it Sony or Warner Brothers? And I said, I mean, it's Sony because Warner Brothers at least plans stuff.
And they make good movies.
Sony just feels like they're throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. And nothing is sticking. So yeah.
Unless they work with the MCU.
Unless they work with the MCU in the past years, because look, all credit where credit's due. Sony has done incredible movies in the past with Spider-Man, even before the MCU was an option for them to team up with. Sony, by themselves, gave us the original Spider-Man, gave us Spider-Man 2 for many people, with good reason, still the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made. They also gave us, all on themselves, Spider-Verse for many other people, with good reason, the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made. So they have a ton of pros going for them. It's just that lately they keep delivering losses and losses and losses, and they keep making these baffling decisions that make no sense. So not confident in their future whatsoever. Zach, what we got next?
I don't think I have much left, so
I only have one more too.
Let me refresh. Maybe someone added something. So I guess we'll take like what, 2 more, something like that.
Yeah, 2 more.
Okay. Took that. Okay. Lady Aaron asks, what are some of your favorite video games from Nintendo?
I wasn't a Nintendo kid. The first Nintendo thing I ever got was the Game Boy Color. And ever since that, I have the Nintendo DS. So to me, it's mostly Pokemon properties in the Nintendo anything that I've played. What about you, Zach?
So I grew up more Sony, like PlayStation 1, but I did have a Game Boy Color. And then I definitely have gotten into it. So, I mean, Pokemon Silver is still probably my favorite Nintendo game, but I do love Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Smash Brothers, stuff like that.
All right. Dominic Scott, what is a comic book movie you like to where you don't care what nobody says? You don't even need to have the comic book movie caveat, just movie that I like. I don't care what anybody else says. It's every movie that I like. I don't care what anybody else says. But regarding comic book movies, you know my number one answer is Man of Steel because it's such a divisive movie. Masterpiece of Steel is one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. I love it. I don't care what anyone else says. Another one, though, is 2007's Ghost Rider, starring Nicolas Cage. I like that movie. And you're all wrong for not liking it. So there you go. That's my number 2. I hate the second Ghost Rider. If you want to shit talk the second Ghost Rider, go right ahead. I'm there with you. The first one though, it's a ton of fun. Zach?
Ghost Rider I do enjoy as well. I think it's a lot of fun. So we're talking about bad comic book movies in a sense, or like
no, it's just comic book movies you like. You don't care what anyone else says.
Ghost Rider, Kingsman 2, I think a lot of people shit on, but I really like that one.
I love Kingsman 2.
Kick-Ass 2 is not good, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy Kick-Ass 2. It's fun.
Honestly, you know what I wish I would like? This is a movie that I want to like so fucking bad, but I fucking hate it. The new Hellboy with David Harbour. I wanted to like that thing so bad.
I like New Mutants. I like New Mutants.
Oh, I didn't like New Mutants.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't really have
I enjoy Spider-Man 3. It's fine. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Oh, that's a one to answer GKOP's question. I liked Spider-Man 3 more than I did when I first watched it.
Me too. I agree.
Green Lantern is another one. I don't like Green Lantern. That's unfair to say, but it's all right.
I've never finished that one. Is R.A.P.D. that bad?
I
never think watched it.
Like, it's just it's very rip-offy. It's very generic. It's so I've seen this done 1,000 times and better on other things. Okay. The second Fantastic Four movie was all right. The Silver Surfer one. What else? No, these are good. Oh, the Thomas Jane's Punisher. Thomas Jane's Punisher is great. Thomas Jane's Punisher is really good.
I used to like Daredevil, Ben Affleck's Daredevil back in the day.
I enjoy Daredevil, but that one specifically seems to have garnered a fan base in the past few years.
You ready? You ready for one? Because the critics are wrong on this one. Man of Steel. I still do not get how people don't like this. Yeah. Oh, okay. I blacked out.
No worries. But yeah, I agree. I don't care what anyone else says. That film is great.
Do you think people shit on Wolverine too much? The second Wolverine movie.
The second one, yes, I do, because that's up until the third act. To me, that's a really good movie.
I agree.
I love that movie up until the third act.
I agree.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't got anything else, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. And if you don't got any more questions, that is it for this week in Geek. Thank you so much to everyone who watched us, everyone who was here at the beginning, everyone who is still here. Thank you to John Lover One. Shout out to you, sir, for your support of the channel. And tomorrow we'll announce 2 p.m. PT. We'll announce the memberships on the community tab. Make sure you check that out. And we got a busy week, guys. X-Men Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Dark Phoenix, even though it's just called Dark Phoenix for some reason. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. All those reviews are coming. Maybe some rankings as well to commemorate all of that. And thank you so much once more for watching. Keep on supporting the X-Men reviews. Go watch them if you haven't yet. Keep on sharing them. And Zach, what do you have coming up?
So big week. One of the biggest films of the year is coming out this week, as well as Moon Knight's finale. So I definitely have a lot of videos going to that. I will give you a heads up though. I will. Obviously I'm going to do an MCU ranking. Obviously I'm going to do a review. We're doing a spoiler discussion next Sunday on Doctor Strange, so make sure to see it before the movie comes out. As well, Saturday next week I'm going to be doing a video ranking all the cameos that we get in Doctor Strange, from worst to best. So I think that'll be a fun video. Some might be dumb, some might be whatever. And then I have a couple other videos planned for Doctor Strange, but I don't want to announce them yet, just because I don't know exactly what the title will be for it. I just have like the overall concept. So overall, lots of fun things on there. And Ren will be joining me for that live discussion, that live spoiler discussion.
And our topic next week for This Week in Geek will probably be the Moon Knight finale and Moon Knight as a show overall. Just so you guys are warned, do your best to watch the finale before the show.
Because when Doctor Strange shows up in that too, you probably should also watch Doctor Strange too. That way
Exactly. But we got a very busy week. Again, Monday, X-Men Days of Future Past and X-Men Apocalypse. Tuesday, X-Men Dark Phoenix and the original Doctor Strange. Wednesday, we got Moon Knight finale and the whole season. And then Thursday, my review of Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness drops. And then Friday, we start with some rankings. I'm probably going to have to upload next weekend as well, even though the videos do shittily, but we have no other choice. Guys, thank you so much once more for watching. Thank you so much for listening to us, if you're listening to us on Spotify. Zach, thank you once more for joining me, for co-hosting with me. And until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be on a very different world. We'll be in a world where we have seen Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness next week. So until then, love each other,